Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the MAYO man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
Hey, what's up, all my little Hulkamaniacs? How you guys doing? Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I've been up. I woke up early, did my 5 miles. Well, 4 miles and some change. I'll get to 5 in a minute. We're on this workout tip for May. If you guys don't know, I have this whole journey for the whole month of May where I'll be running, be grinding, and be killing myself. So if I look a little rough in the mornings, it's because I'm out there getting it on the road. My back is hurting, my feet are hurting, my legs are hurting, but my heart's not hurting. I feel good. I feel good about GameStop. I feel good about the markets, and we have plenty to talk about. Big news coming out of the weekend, guys, was that right at the end of the annual shareholders meeting for Berkshire Hathaway, you saw Warren Buffett announce that he would be stepping down from his chair at Berkshire. You know, Berkshire is one of these things where they've been around forever, since 1960s. I mean, he's been in charge for 50, 60 years, and he's at the tender age of 94. He's handing over the company to, I believe it's Greg Abel, if I'm not mistaken. Greg Abel is 60-something years old, guys. He's not a spring puppy by any means. You know, this guy's old as hell, too. And I mean by old as hell is most people are retiring at that age, not looking to start a new career, and then be in charge of $1.2 trillion worth of assets, $350 billion worth of cash, and everyone with their hand out saying, where's my cut? Because there's 1.4 million shares in that company, which, by the way, the volume on Berkshire Hathaway today is 968. So 968 up or down doesn't matter. They've lost over $100 billion in market cap because people are selling off on that position the minute Warren Buffett tells you he's leaving. Do I think that's a good thing? I don't think it's a good thing. I don't. But I also know that in 1980, those shares were $280, $300 a piece. If you put $10,000 in 1980, it's worth $27 million today. So there's a lot to look forward to for guys like us. And I say us because if you guys don't know about GameStop insiders are all in their 30s and 40s. I think one of them's like 51. Alan Addle's 51, I believe. But Larry's under 50. Ryan Cohen's under 40. So you have a long runway. You know exactly the team that you're holding and you're hanging out with. So I just want people to know that portion of it. But shout out to Warren Buffett and what they did. But right now you're looking at their investors to start investing into tech companies, things that people want to get ahead of, and you can't right now. This tech world is so upside down, and I'm just warning you now. You know, I actually have a really good friend. This is crazy. I just think it's absolutely wild. I have a really good friend who's from Taiwan. Last night, we were just talking, and he was like, Marantz, do you know how many people are AWOL in Taiwan? And I was like, no. He's like, all of them. And I was like, what are you talking? Now, this friend of mine, his birthday was 2 days ago. He's 73 years old. He's invested into GameStop. He's diehard GameStop, but he's from Taiwan, and he got here when he was 22 years old, 23 years old. And he goes, it's a land of opportunity. It's America, and I wouldn't want it any other way. And he comes from finance, where he was a forensic accountant. And he goes, this is what I used to do versus what I do now. He's like, but the dollar's like 35 to 1. Woke up this morning, 29 to 1. Holy hell, it's up 10% over 2 days. I said, what's going on over there? I call him in a panic because I see everybody talking about this Taiwanese dollar that's actually getting stronger. He goes, no, Marantz. He goes, it's not that it's getting stronger. It's just America's getting weaker because it's not the only thing that's getting stronger. There's plenty of other things. Do you know that Japan holds most of our trade? Like the trade deficit that we're over here trumping about, no pun intended, Trump, and he's pounding his chest on, and I'm pretty mad about it, guys. Listen, I didn't vote for this shit, and I'm going to explain to you. All right, I can be bearish on my president. I'm okay with it because I know exactly what's happening. I'll explain. Okay, everyone, right away, they're in my comments. Marantz, what'd you say about Trump now? What do you have to say now? Yeah, they're morons right now, but it's all about posturing. It doesn't make any sense. Makes zero sense to me, but I let it happen. Why? Because I'd rather have him than the other one. I'd rather have him than Harris. Oh, God, yes. But there's a lot of things I don't agree with, and I'm going to explain. There's a thing going on the Hill right now. If you guys are not familiar, I believe it's like 867. Go Google it. It's how is it? They're up for vote, and I believe it's 867. If I'm not, I might be wrong on the numbers, but it's today, and it's about fining people $1 million and putting them in jail if they protest against things like Israel. And guys, I'm going to tell you something, and you guys know this. I'm a United States Army veteran. I swore in to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And this bill has this law, this regulation. It's 867. I'm sure of it. But there's no way you're going to fine Americans for protesting against something that they believe in. Because then who are we? That's my problem. I'm seeing things like this pop up, and it's telling me who controls this country. All right, and I'm not afraid to say it, but I want to know how this vote goes. Because who votes one way or the other tells me a lot about what they stand for. You're a representative of the people, and I want to know why this even comes to the table. If you don't like green eggs and ham, you should be able to stand on the corner and tell the whole world you hate green eggs and ham. And I might not agree with you. I might agree with you. But the fact that you get to do it and say it, that's the difference between us and China. That's the truth. You want to be mad at China, Trump? You guys want to be mad at the whole administration talking about tariffs? I got to hear it. I got to hear it all the time. And I already told you, it's not about tariffs. Because if it was about tariffs and it was about this whole idea that tariffs are going to do something that they're not going to do right now, certainly not make an effect on the bottom line for these companies and warrant a sell-off on the stock market, that should not be happening. But it's just a reason to do it. That you can't convince me otherwise. I'll tell you why. If you were real about this shit, Donnie, if you were real, you put tariffs on these countries and you turn the mics off. Stop getting in front of the damn microphone and doing shit like this. I swear to you, it's upsetting, it's gross, but you'll hear it.
Now we're not dealing with China at all because the tariff's so high that they basically can't deal. And because of that, we're saving billions of dollars, But and I'm not saying this to be a wise guy with you, to be mean. I don't want to be mean to you. You're, good professional. But you do keep asking me that same question. It's not like we're going to sit down in an ivory room and we're going to he's going to say, there'll be some of that, very little. I don't see a lot of it. At some point in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to be setting the deal. I'm going to say that such and such a country has had a tremendous trade surplus their way with us. They've taken advantage of us in various ways. And we fully understand what they were doing. We were being led by people that were not very smart. They were able to be taken advantage of, but I can't be taken advantage of. So at a certain point, I'll be just setting a certain tariff number.
There we go.
Say it.
I'm going to be setting a certain tariff number in about 2 to 3 weeks. So way to give the market a heads up on when you're going to do this. You announcing it on Air Force One yesterday tells everyone exactly what's going to happen to this market. There, guys, I'm going to tell you, people are going to buy protection, they're going to buy the puts on the downside, and they're going to get ready for the slide. We're going to come on down again. And why are we really coming down? Because people are taking profits, because this market has to sell off, but you're giving them a timeline, a deadline, you're drawing it out. That's it. And that's the problem. That's the problem, because when you get to stand there and say these things, I'm going to come out and call bullshit on it. I really am. I know exactly what I'm looking at. I already told you. The trade that, who holds most of American debt? The country that holds the largest amount of America's deficit is Japan. It's not China. You want to know why China has a trade deficit? All you smart people out there talking about, and President Trump, listen, please, because your ass is showing. Do you know why China gets to do this? Because they have 1.2, 1.4 billion people. That's why. That's the difference between China and America. If you think that 3 Chinese men aren't worth 1 American, you're crazy. You've never been to another country. This is the problem I have with America. I guess, is it just an illusion? or delusion? Are you guys delusional that we deserve so much because we work so hard? You got to be fucking joking. Do you know what it's like to be? And you know what people do in China when they can't take it? People leave China. They leave China and come here. And why? Because the competition is so tough. There we go. Absolutely crazy. How do you guys do this I need to find a secure network where I can hide. Anyway, holy shit, man. YouTube just goes. My point being, you can invent anything. You can't build it. You can't afford to build it, and we know this. Why? Because the entitled ones want more pay. The entitled ones walk around with their head up saying, well, I deserve something. Not based off the merit of their work. Just based off of where they were born. You win the genetic lottery or you win the geographic lottery. That's what it must be. Is it my internet or is Marantz telling me too much truth? It's possible, guys. I get upset. You want to know why I get upset? Because I vote for an idea. I put it in play, right? It's way better than Harris, way better than Biden. I give you that. Trump's America agenda is great for me. It is. But then I hear shit out of left field that does not resonate. And I'm telling you right now, the biggest bullshit move I heard all weekend was Trump saying he wants to tariff movies. Huh? Movies? Why stop there? Why don't we do music next? Oh, bitch, you saying it in Spanish, so it must be foreign. Oh, no, we filmed it in the garage in L.A. We just speak Spanish. I mean, what is it that Donald J. Trump, bro, my boy, hey, Trumpy, let me tell you something, all right? I just got a question for you. And yeah, I've been to 2 of your rallies, okay? And I've been around the block. Let me ask you something, Trump. With your idea, I don't get to watch Lord of the Rings. I don't get to watch. You know what movies changed the movie industry? I know it's like people don't know this part because they think it's some bullshit. The real movies that changed the way people watch movies. It was The Matrix and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Those were the two movies that changed the way everybody expects movies to look. Because they had special effects. They had CGI that you couldn't even dream of when we were growing up. We're like, dude, this shit is crazy. You really see the bullets flying. You really see somebody climbing a building, jumping and fighting. I don't get to watch that. Because where'd they film this shit? I'll never know. But you're telling me tariffs on American-made movies. And if that's going to do... You know what's the craziest part? AMC get people, oh my God. Yes, it's going to be amazing. What's this new movie coming out? This new Marvel movie that came out? The knockdowns, the knockouts. I don't even know what it's called. The bots. The bots, whatever. Who knows? Doesn't matter. That company's not going to make a profit. You know what's crazy? All publicity AMC gets and all the Twitter feeds and everything else, and they're going to tell me that they can't compete with Cinemark? It's embarrassing. Cinemark doesn't do any of it. Cinemark just shows movies. Boom. What happened? Kay, got to focus. Definitely listening. Thank you as all. Yeah, you're welcome. Anime. Where are we drawing at? I hope you're not drawing in your bedroom. Are you drawing while you're on a plane? Where do we tariff the movies that are... What about plane movies? Do they actually film them in the air? I'm just curious. What were you doing? Oh, it hurts me so much to hear this dumb shit. It really does, guys. And it's hard for me. And what about movies filmed in space, bro? I want to know that too, Donnie. Are we not really in space? I heard some dumb shit this weekend. Best news I heard. The best things in life are free right now, and I'm going to explain it to you. First off, I do realize that my Lakers lost, okay? I don't care. I hate LeBron James. I'm not a fan. Never will be, never have been, could never be. I'm a damn Laker fan, a real Laker fan, right? Kobe is everything. Here's the problem. I just want to ask, how are the St. Louis, is it St. Louis Blues? Is that who they are? The St. Louis Blues, right? How are the Blues doing this morning? Did anybody see these Jets last night? Guys, I don't know if you guys know what miracles look like, okay? Miracles look like for a divisional round, but holy shit, these Winnipeg Jets. They scored with 1.6 seconds left on the clock after they pulled their goalie in Game 7 to go to double overtime and win the game. Get the hell out of here, bro. I don't even know hockey. I just know that shit is wild. So that was fun, watching the highlights on that. What else we missed? We missed some boring boxing matches. Holy shit, Ryan Garcia, cry again. Tariffs on movies that the SEC employees watch on their jobs. Absolutely. Yeah, I heard about this one too. Alcatraz. This is hilarious. First off, I don't think people realize how small Alcatraz is. It looks big on Call of Duty when they're playing zombies. I get that. But Alcatraz is a small prison, out of date, not up to standards whatsoever, but you want to build it in California, rebuild and furbish, and house criminals there. Trump, I love you, bro. I do. But you know how much it's going to cost to get just equipment and supplies there on a daily? But I'm just saying. Maybe I'm saying too much. Yes, Donald, you can have it all too. Do you want your cake? Do you want your cake? And do you want to eat it too? I mean, how much do I got to fucking read, bros? I can't right now. I just want to get one thing done, not 40 at once. Guys, I was doing dishes this morning. My wife doesn't know it yet because she's not here. But if she's out there, I went and ran my 4 miles plus, came home. I was hot, had my headphones on, and I just started doing dishes. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to take me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it's done. And this way nobody's going to, my wife's going to come home to a clean kitchen. That's my biggest thing. Come home to a clean kitchen. Even though I'm at work, she doesn't have to come home and clean. She's going to come home and be able to cook. Better cook, damn it. No, I'm joking. I'm not like that. I'm just saying she loves to cook. But I would rather do that than have to explain away Donald Trump's inconsistencies. But when I go clean the kitchen, I start left to right. I start on one counter, and I get all the counter space, and I wipe them all down. I clean it all up. Then I put the dishes in one sink as I'm about to wash them in this sink. And then I'm going to load up the dishwasher, too, because there's some other little things. And then I'm going to make sure I wipe everything else down. Microwave, you name it, stove. Doesn't matter. Hey, let me tell you guys something. I do it in parts and pieces. I'm not a damn octopus. I don't try to do 8 things at once with my mind everywhere and be like, yeah, this is our administration right now. Our administration is like a goddamn octopus, dudes. And we got that. We're going to do that. Yeah, we should do that. And now Alcatraz. I'm going to deploy the FBI. Why don't you do something else? Why don't you tell me who's on Epstein Island? Tell me who's on the list. I've been waiting for that. Or announced for day one. I'm still waiting on this. I'm still waiting on the. Why are we? What are we going through red tape? Whatever happened to just dropping a rumor? Hey, by the way, we found it. We've got the tapes. It's Watergate all over again. Oh, we've got Biden. Oh, we've got Clinton. Both of them. Oh, we got something. No. Just pandering. And the market's reacting. That's my point. Let's talk about it, my boy, because tonight, the one, the only, Palantir is announcing earnings today. You know, guys, there's some things happening this week. I want you to know. I said I'm waiting for a headline. I'm waiting for a junk story, something to go ahead and dismiss, confuse, misdirect what's really going to happen with this market, because the Fed's going to come out. The Fed's going to say they're not cutting rates. There's no way Powell's going to cut rates on his meeting this week on Wednesday. But I see Uber announcing their earnings, and I had talked about this. That's going to give a true indication of like what we're doing, right? The consumer. Because earnings came out last week, and I was listening to capex. I was listening to tech. I was listening to how much they're going to spend. Remember this, guys. I don't care how much money your company makes. Your company could make all the money in the world. Operational, right? Operational profits. How much are you pushing out? Are you doing R&D? Are you doing research and development? Are you doing capex for expenditures from business to business, right? Whatever you're doing, I'm asking you. That's why NVIDIA exists. This is why NVIDIA wins. NVIDIA wins because, well, they have this Mag 7 investing back into them. And when you go and see somebody like Meta, the Book of the Faces, they go ahead and say, yeah, we're going to go and put equal as much money into AI. And then you have on Microsoft. They say the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Their infrastructure is being built. Everything's going to go, right? Okay, hold on. Do you guys know who builds the servers? You can tell me all the money you're going to spend. Do you know who builds the servers? Super Microcomputers. And when you go to SMCI, you go to Super Microcomputer Inc., and you go and look at their guidance and their projection, it actually had a downturn. The earnings came out 15% less, and they literally have nothing set out. There's no forward guidance to say they're going to be doing great this quarter or next quarter or this whole year. So one thing's not making sense versus the other. And one end, I have all the Mag 7 saying they're doing something. And then I have the actual guys who actually do the work say that's not happening. So what's really happening? I'm just asking. But guys, I have thought about it. Like how big these companies are. Like these companies are massive. And I always equate to things that I know. So let's go check this out. Well, we're going to talk about value too real soon. Value's coming. Let's go check out these charts. First, I told you GameStop would come down. If you weren't there last week, I told you I anticipate GameStop hitting up off of this roof, the roof being the purple line that we drew. Drew this purple line a while back. And yes, it's curving out. This is going to be on the weekly. Curving out down. It'll eventually pop out and break out sometime within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere in that range. This is your daily. So on your daily, come down. Treat the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average as psychological barriers. These are things that people can actually bounce off of. So as we come on down, that will be your level of support right there at 24.90 in that range. And you should be able to bounce up out of this zone. It's going to be a golden cross forming off of this death cross that was a fake out. The fake out of the death cross was only stemmed from the fact that we announced earnings here on the 25th. We then spiked all the way up to 29.80 and shorted all the way down to the ground after great earnings, 2 years of actual growth. And when you say growth, what do you mean by growth, Marantz? Well, transitional growth, and as in profits, right? So net income growth, gross profit margins, all of this has gone into the upside. So this is GameStop right now. I know that the market does not give you true value for it. That's okay, because I don't anticipate this market correcting itself totally just yet. It's going to take time. It's going to take a fake headline, a fake story, a war, a building burned down, a sickness, all of the above. Tyson Farms is announcing their earnings tonight too. And what are you going to tell me? That we have a chicken deficiency? That we have eggs or surplus or decrease? You guys can tell me anything. Bird flu, SARS. I've heard it all in my years. I'm telling you right now. I don't care. None of that has to do with the bottom line. GameStop's bottom line is looking healthy. They're one of the few companies that actually gives out zero guidance, so I love that. Wall Street refuses to cover this company. Can you imagine when Wall Street actually they're forced to cover GameStop? They're going to be forced to cover it the minute GameStop gets to the S&P 500. And how are they going to get to the S&P 500? They're about $13 away. $13 a share away. In addition to being $13 away, they also have a conversion of senior notes. So those senior convertible notes will convert at $39, $38, $38.80, I believe, somewhere in that range. And you'll have that option, banks, all of you out there holding these bonds. But this is going to be the arbitrage effect of trying to remain what we call negative delta or zero delta, right? Or delta neutral. That's what I should say, delta neutral. Because what happens is no matter if the stock goes up or down, people have the downside bought and paid for. They have the upside bought and paid for and ready. So it's easy. It's an easy float to short. Very small, relatively speaking. 447 million shares. Extremely small float. Considering we own it all, we're diamond handing. So what are you going to do? You're going to manipulate the small amount of volume you have. So 4 million shares, around 1% of the total volume of total float trading every day. So if you're going to trade 1%, yeah, you're not going to get much out of it. It's going to be one of these things that just comes up and down and just stays within the triangle. That's where we're at right now with GameStop. Just want people to know I'm okay. I don't mind. Hey, I actually really like that GameStop got back to me about my cards. I didn't get a 10, so I'm a little, whatever about it. And I was really mad because I was like, I opened up the pack and I popped them in, and then all of a sudden you're going to tell me, and I was looking at all the cards, by the way. There's 3,800 cards here at GameStop, guys. 3,800 cards. Most of them are Pokemon cards, which I love for the people if they know what they're grabbing. So here's all the cards right here. Everything. Look at Polsky's rookie card on yellow. That's cool. Color match. But as you go here, you're going to see 37.92. It's a lot of cards. A lot of. They're going to get more cards if you ask me, because I might just trade in the cards they gave me. So let's go see what we graded out. The other ones have not been graded yet, but these absolutely have been graded. Let's see what I got graded. So the fun part about this is a PSA 8 right here. The Mew X or whatever his name is came in at PSA 8, which is kind of bullshit to me because I just opened up the pack and put it in, and now you're going to tell me it's an 8. But whatever, he's there, and they tell you the value. So the value's at $13. The population at this card is 268. There's almost 1,500 cards with a higher pop than this. It's considered near mint. So there's fatigue ink technology. I have no idea what the hell that means, but it's a card that's considered not even rare. Maybe it's just an average card. You know, that's what I can tell you. They've sold on eBay. They tell you what they've sold for and the date they sold for. So they sold for around $20 to $10 in between. So it just depends. But there's a card right there that I'll give away. I'll give away this card to some kid on our giveaways coming up. So I'm excited for that. The next card that came was here, Ninetales. Came in as a PSA 9. So there's my PSA 9 Ninetales. This is an ultra rare card. Believe it or not, it's considered ultra rare, which is pretty cool. The PSA estimate is around $16.70. There's 956 of these cards in population, and there are PSA 10s. There's almost 900 of those. So around 1,700 to 1,800 of these cards exist out there graded. Okay, so that's Ninetales. So a kid will get this card as well. I'll be giving this away without a doubt. The next card, I don't know if I'm going to give away because I might just trade it in for value, depending on what GameStop will give me. So I could buy more packs or some ETBs and stuff like that. But right here, this is an ultra rare Alakazam that I turned in, PSA 9. And they tell me the PSA estimate is at $63.50. And then, of course, there's 1,800 of them available too. So ultra rare at $63.50 is the dollar amount for this card. Mind you, it cost me $15, $18, whatever it was to get it graded. The pack of cards around $6. So I put $23 into it, and it's coming out to $63. So that's a net of $40. But I want to see what GameStop can get for it, not me. What can I get for it? No. What can GameStop get for it? So those are my cards graded on PSA. We know they're there. They'll tell me when they're there to pick up at the store. I'll wait until they tell me. We go to the website. Obviously, it was May the 4th be with you yesterday. Plenty of Star Wars stuff for sale. I saw people everywhere with merch wearing, and everyone's excited about Star Wars. Me, I really don't care for Star Wars too much. I only seen a couple of movies when I was growing up. I don't really watch the new ones. I'm not a Disney guy. I mean, Disney took over. That's not for me. But I'm all about, I'm all about you. I'm not all about movies and stuff. Try not to be. But there you go. Okay, so that's GameStop, right? Here's what I want to talk about. Palantir. Whew, bro, the disconnect is real. Let me do something. I got to read the chat before I get to Palantir. So if you guys are Palantir investors, get ready to come on in, and we're going to talk about this, okay? Kids will love that card. I hope so. Man. Will we be in this next year or next? I'm going to be in this forever. That's all I can tell you. Like, people think I'm joking when I say it, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm a GameStop dude. All right, so let's talk about Palantir really quick. Let's look at the chart first. So this is a chart for Palantir coming up. I have them listed under Eyes On. So, oh, by the way, Berkshire, down from 8. They opened up at 780. They previously closed with 809. The high, 52-week high, 812. Tell me that Warren Buffett didn't plan his exit perfect. At 812,000 a share, and now they're at 773. So sold off some. Complete volume is at 985. 985. So they've only traded 2 more shares since we've been starting. But, whether you buy and sell, who will ever know. But this company trades at earnings per share at $61,000 per share, which is pretty awesome. The book value per share is at $440,000 or $450,000. They trade at almost 2x book. Okay, They have a PE ratio of 12, forecasted at 25. They do really well. Okay, really well. Let's talk about Palantir. Palantir is peaking today at the all-time highs, going right back to where it once was, pushing to 125 and some change. As we know, last earnings report came out and it went to the sky, and I called bullshit. I'm calling it again right now. I don't know how people see value of Palantir at all as an investment. They have a market cap of almost $300 billion. I want you to think about this number. They have $300 billion of market cap. Their PE ratio is 655. Absolutely crazy. Their book value is $2 a share. They trade at almost 60 times book. They are 57x on book. You know, I had to see somebody, and there's 2.3 billion shares of this company available. I had to see this post on Twitter by someone that I have blocked, and he has me blocked, but somebody sent it to me, so I had to like go in there and open it up or whatever. And he said, GameStop is trading at a PE ratio of 86. While the Mag 7 trades in the 20s and 30s. This is why GameStop is grossly overvalued. It's like, the hell are you talking about? You don't get to pick the 7 best companies in the history of the world and talk shit because GameStop comes at 86. I can go look at companies like, I don't know, let's just do Carvana. Is Carvana a good company? That's what I heard. Let's go look at Carvana. Carvana's trading at $260 a share. Carvana's book value is at $5.93. It trades at 43 times book. Their PE ratio forecast, their PE ratio on the trailing 12 is 163. They're 2x, yet their market cap is $55 billion. On a PE rate of 163. You want to know how grossly overvalued this market is? It's not just what you want it to be. I mean, I can go to a company like Costco. Let's go look at Costco's PE ratio. 59.17. 59. So it's so bad that it's double whatever the Mag 7 is? No. I would really like people to entertain the thought of what something's worth versus what they're actually buying. I go look at Strategy. They have a PE ratio of negative 62. Should they be worth $96 billion? Everyone holds a different suit. Go ahead. Netflix. Netflix trades at 53 on PE ratio. One of the best brands running right now. So I just hope people understand just how grossly overvalued other things are, more so than just blaming GameStop at 80. GameStop at 80 is a good number, considering. But let's go back to Palantir, because this is the one I'm getting ready for, and I'm so excited for today, because we're going to see if this market's full of shit. Tonight we find out, and I'm going to show you why. I just realized I wasn't showing you the chart earlier, but it's okay. I don't really care. And good morning. Yeah, I know you can't see the charts. You're fine. More power packs. Ooh, I could do that. I could do more power packs, but yeah, we could do it. All right, guys, we're going to talk about Palantir right here. We're going to break it down fundamentally. Palantir has three things that make up their whole company. And like any company, right? The three things we factor. It's going to be their income statement, their balance sheet, and their cash flow. And you want me to give you value. I'm going to go to the quarterly number for you, okay? So everyone can see their quarterlies. And I want you to think about how much this company is actually worth. They're knocking on the door at $300 billion market cap. And you look at a company like GameStop, who's at a $12 billion market cap, $11 billion market cap. This company is 30 times more valuable than GameStop. Let's just get that in there right now. This company is in the S&P 500. This company is in the NASDAQ 100. This company has it all, right? Okay. Revenue by the quarter. Not anywhere near GameStop. Now, GameStop came in at $1.3 billion, whatever. And I know it's Christmas. And I know this company has had a steadily increasing revenue quarter to quarter to quarter. The revenue growth has been there every quarter. The cost of revenue has increased from 107 quarters ago to 652. Gross profit has increased from 417 to 652. Or to 174, I apologize. And their SG&A, when I was talking about gross revenue. SG&A has increased. Operating expenses have increased in total. And their operating income they have gone from what once was $4 million to 10 to 40 to 60 to 80 to 105 to 113 to now 11 last quarter. So went down on operating income quarter to quarter, but hey, we'll look at it from a cyclical point. We'll look at the whole year. Previous year, they came in at, right here, 40, 50, 115, 120, the previous year. Last year, or 2 years ago, I should say, last year they came in at 190, 290, and another 10, so 300, 310 on operating income. Phenomenal. We come on down, and we look at net income. Net income puts them in the boat right here at around $400, $500 million. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 something, 430, 431. So $431 million of net income is this company that is 30 times more valuable than GameStop. I just want you to know it. I go down here to free cash flow. I see the chart. They actually have some cash, which is pretty good. They have a gross margin that is decreasing, unfortunately, from 82% down to 78%, but it's okay. It's what happens when you get bigger. Operating margin went from 15% down to 1%. Might be a one-offer. Might be a one-time issue. We're going to find out tonight. So, as they've renewed their contracts, hopefully, they've done some stuff. We'll look at the balance sheet just moving in. Balance sheet, walking into it, they're sitting on $5.2 billion worth of cash and short-term investments. So they have $5.2 billion, very similar to GameStop, $6.2. GameStop hasn't beat by $1 billion. This company has 5 times the float as GameStop. 5 times the float. Market cap is 30 times bigger. It's crazy. GameStop has more cash too. I know. It's pretty good. Pretty wild though. Total assets, $6.3 billion in total assets. Very similar to GameStop. Total liabilities, 1.2. About a 5-to-1 current ratio. That is equivalent to GameStop. Their common stock is massive, like I said, $2.3 billion. That float has been extended for a long time now. And when you come down here to shareholder equity, they're at $5 billion. What a great number. But you'll see net cash per share, they're literally sitting at $2 a share. There's no value there. If you think this company's worth $125 a share, then realize only $2 of it is cash. Their book value comes in at $2.14. Absolutely embarrassing compared to GameStop's $13 and change. There is no real value here on this investment. So when you're buying something like this, it's going to suck. It's going to suck for a long time because you want to figure out, like, when does Wall Street figure it out? When do they realize that they're over their skis on this one? They probably never will. They probably just want to keep pumping it. Operating cash flow is here at $460 million. And investment in securities, right here, cash flow. They've sent out tons of money, which is fine because they have that $5 billion pillow that they're laying on at night. Well, I forget what Adam Aaron called it. He said, "My treasure, my stock, my treasure chest." That's what he said. So they actually have a net cash flow in the positive, which is pretty good for them. But like I said, we have to see how this all plays out this quarter right now. So did that warrant? I ask you guys, did this warrant a $50 a share increase, aka $100 billion increase on value? The quarterly from last year to this year on income, did this quarter right here of operating, making $11 million for the quarter, did that give them the power to go up $100 billion in market cap? Hell no. $11 million gets you $100 billion value? Never. Only in Wall Street. So I'm going to pay attention to Palantir. I want you guys to do it too. A lot of people don't know what we talk about here on this channel. They're like, it's all GameStop. And you're like, not really. Not really. Not if you really watch for what's happening out there. I know that people are going to pay attention. Good morning, Marantz. I read nothing but craziness and doomsday predictions everywhere past weekend for the rest of the year regarding the economy. What do you think the best outcome and the worst outcomes are for the economy? Anthony, great question. Okay, so you read all the craziness about doomsday. I just showed you that Donald Trump says he's going to make a statement in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it's going to run with what the market does. What do I see? You know, I grew up in California, and my biggest thing in California is whenever you want to get cheap gas, they'll tell you, go to AM/PM. Oh, you got AM/PM? Just go to AM/PM, get some gas. Now, I thought AM/PMs were everywhere in the world. I just live in California. I'm sheltered. Not realizing that AM/PM is BP. And BP, just so that we're clear, British Petroleum, is that what it stands for? I don't even know. BP, gasoline. There's BP shops everywhere in the East Coast, wherever they may be. They're not called AM/PMs. Oh, okay, cool. So AM/PM is somewhere you go get gas, and then I realized, over time, now that I'm older, AM/PM's gas got a little bit more expensive. It's actually really expensive. But then what was announced by OPEC this week was that they're going to start producing oil to increase and build back based off of the Biden cuts. They're going to come back and do even more, up to almost 1 million more barrels a month. Or a day. I forget the number. It's probably a day. So it was 960 barrels, 960,000 barrels. So here's my problem, though. Oil's plummeting, right? Coming down to the ground. Shell announces that they're going to go ahead and merge and or buy up portions of BP. Now, this is a rumor. It's in the rumor mill out there right now over the weekend. So they're going to come in and sweep in and buy BP. But you guys know about BP? BP took this stance that they're going to start transition and pivoting towards other energies rather than oil. And now they have a new CEO. Now they're back to it. They're back to the, hey, we want to do oil again. Well, hey, guess what? I'm not trying to hear it. Do you guys know who's on the board of directors at BP? Or who owns it? Let me go see if I can. I don't want to just say it. I want you guys to see it. You're going to like it. You're going to like it a lot. Yep, right here. This was announced last week, right? Yeah. Announced last week. I'm not just making this shit up, okay? Because I want you guys to know just how informed we are. And or you should be. Elliott wants BP to change the structure. Outs the chief strategy, sources say. Elliott holds 5% of all of BP. So they don't agree with the way BP's been running their company, and they want everyone out, right? So doesn't it make you wonder who's on the board of directors over there and who Elliott put in? Because Elliott doesn't just buy 5%. They want change. So I want you guys to be ready for what's coming for oil. That's what I want you to do. When you go to the board of directors here at BP, and you want to ask yourself, like, here's the chair. Clayton, Dubler, and Rice. That's already private equity. So operating advisor there. So private equities are ready here, right now. You're going to be bad. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for this whole industry. They have one corner angled, and so this company here is going to. And I already know that the stock's down 30% over the last couple of months, but this company's going to transition to sell off its parts and pieces and get carved out by other companies, Shell included. So I just want you guys to know what we're looking at. Okay, these are European strongholds going to take change. Now, you guys might ask me, well, Marantz, the question was asked about the U.S. economy. You're going to find a struggle. No, what you're going to find is that these companies here are going to start buying up things for cheap and to get a better stronghold. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Ma Bell company. There's two things. There was GTE, and then there was Bell. And Bell held everything. And in the 80s, they actually broke them up, under the antitrust measurements. And it said, it's a monopoly. But you look at somebody like here, Pamela has served as a director at BlackRock since 2014. So she was the director of BG Group Place from 2014 to 2016 until its acquisition by Shell. Well, guess who's trying to buy BP right now? Thank you, Shell. So thank you for orchestrating everything I just said, Pamela Daly. And I'm just going into this for the first time, guys. I just Googled this right now, and I'm reading, and I know what I'm talking about or looking at because this is where I spend all my day. I spend all my day in economics, where you guys are probably doing sports talks and or Desperate Housewives. Who knows what you guys watch? Barclays, cool for them. JP Morgan, even better. Wow. You know, I'm not a fan of JP Morgan because of what they did with AMC. They took it out on people. But I'm just looking for the right connections to know what we're looking for next. That's it. So, Mary Kay in India. Nestle. Wow, it sucks. So, yeah, I feel the oil deal is going to have a play on people if they ever knew what's going to happen next. A saturation of oil and energy in the markets, and then you actually try to take, remember how they buy oil, guys? They buy oil with U.S. dollars, not with euros, not with yen, not with any other, not the rupee. They buy with U.S. dollars. So people try to control the flow of oil so you can control the flow of the value of the U.S. dollar. But, you got to go to Dubai to have these conversations, guys. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with a mic and a camera looking at GameStop. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you about the doomsday. I'm still reading this over. I'm sorry. You got me thinking. You got my mind going one way. I was thinking one way because I heard the headline that Shell was coming in, and then I thought about it. HSBC. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're fine. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let my rabbit hole go because I get excited. My boy Trump, bro, saying some bullshit. Can't with him right now. Anyway. Okay. So. Marantz is the shit, best DJ on social media. But yeah, British Petroleum, I told you. Yeah, Euro terms, cool. So, what do you think is best outcome, worst outcome for the economy? Best outcome. Best outcome. I honestly don't see it. I know it takes years for these corrections to happen. It takes a lot for someone to admit that they're wrong and or take it on the chin. Okay. Uber's coming out with earnings this week. Uber's numbers are going to tell me more about the economy than anything else. Because it'll tell me if people are traveling. If people are using the services more, that's great to a point, but not really. Because it means that they don't have their vehicles of their own. There's a lot of things I look at. And I try to have an idea of events, of timelines. See, it's not fair. It's not fair for the economy to be judged based off of what happened quarter one, while everyone's announcing earnings right now for quarter one. It's not fair because Trump manipulated the market. Trump manipulated retail. He actually said, hey, tariffs are going into place. Here's the date it's happening. What did everybody do? Everybody went and bought surplus. They went and bought all the toilet paper, all the water. They bought everything they could. Electronics, everything you're going to buy over the counter via China. They even bought cars. They bought everything because they're threatening you with the boogeyman, with Casper. And it's not true. There's just no truth to what they're trying to tell you. So, and another thing, you can say you want to build shit in America. Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do. Every lady says she wants to marry an old man so she can get rich when he dies. And I'm going to tell you right now, ask those ladies. Ask them if they want to be wiping his ass and making love to George Burns. It ain't going to happen. I tell you right now. Oh, no, I can't be with no old dude. Yeah, it's the same way. Oh, no, we can't build an iPhone in America. No way. You all want one, but you won't build one because you're not willing to work for that cheap. And the corporate greed is that much because they're shareholders. Because nobody really wants to admit that all these guys are getting rich off the ideas of the people. Yeah, you create the demand. You create this environment. Apple products, Apple Legion, Taylor Swift is the greatest. Oh, you created the price and the demand. It's not real. It's manufactured. This whole thing's manufactured. I don't need a Nike swoosh to feel amazing. Doesn't make me feel any better in my pockets. Overplay your cards, you beat the Shador Sanders of the stock market. Believe it. Guys, I'm going to tell you something, okay? This is why I go back to GameStop every time. GameStop is so different than other companies. You guys want to talk about profits. You guys want to talk about infrastructure being built. You guys want to talk about deals, M&A, research and development, all of it, capex. Everybody talks about this stuff, right? When they give value. Growth, and this is where we're headed. No. I'm invested into a company called GameStop that has zero spending. Like, if I use Trump's way of thinking, Trump goes out there and says, well, we haven't lost anything because we don't do these deals with China right now. We were losing $1 trillion. And it's like, now we haven't lost anything. It's like, okay, Trump, I hear you. We have no ships in the sea with products, and we're going to be hurting real soon or whatever, right? Okay. You know, GameStop spends $0 on M&A, $0 on infrastructure, $0 on... They didn't spend anything this whole time. They're getting money. Money's coming in. They're raising capital. They're doing it. They're not spending anything. And a lot of people don't realize that other countries, like Taiwan, they have this ability to go ahead and spike their own dollar. And you don't have to spend anything. And they can take the value from you. Because people aren't just going to sit back and let you figure out what you want to do. America. Those chips, those cars, everything being built, they need it, right? They can put a value on it. They can put $1 on it. They can. Why can't they thrive? Why do you feel the need to tell me that because I was born in America that I deserve so much and that other countries don't, yet they're building the products we consume and participate with? It's the most one-sided way of thinking in my life I've ever seen. The entitlement is gross. It's like Shedeur Sanders telling Tom Brady, I see you drive a Bentley. What can I? I'll tell you why. You've never been to 10 Super Bowls, okay? That's why. You didn't come out here and win every award possible and set every record. Let your work speak for you. This is why I love Ryan Cohen. He doesn't have to be out here boastful and telling, you're going to choke on this, and we're going to kill the shorts, and we're going to do like Adam Aaron, fucking liar. Excuse my language. But I prefer the CEOs and the chairman of the boards that let their work speak for them. Let your actions do it for you. And here I am seeing Donald Trump parading around. Well, in 3 weeks, we're going to do... In 3 weeks, you're setting up this market to come crashing down again. So yeah, do I think economic demise is coming? Yeah, sure. 3 weeks from now, orchestrated, another 10% off the market. All it is another leg down. That's all it is. You ever seen an Elliott wave? Go Google Elliott waves and come back to me. That's all it is. AT&T breakup in the 1980s is part of the Judge Green decision. Kid Caribou, some random ass facts, bro. I hear you, bro. I read too. GME should profit $400 million in 2026. See? Hey, Ben Wynn. You wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. You're going off of trajectory and numbers based off of the information you have today. But 2 years ago, PSA didn't exist. 2 years ago, CondiCon didn't exist. 2 years ago, Pokemon wasn't this in demand. 2 years ago, people were still talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. 2 years ago, they were still talking about, this economy and how booming it was. They weren't talking about tariffs. There's a lot of influence from outside deciding factors on what your new number will be. We can't project what it will be. You don't know. Could be a whole lot more, could be a whole lot less. I don't have to project. I just know the people I'm invested with. I know you. I know me. We go through a lot. It's Cinco de Mayo, guys. Those are the headlines for the day. I didn't have much else on there. Hopefully it's enough to feed into your appetite for info. I'm just watching the markets just like you. Yes, I have an acute view on it only because every time there's a reaction to a reaction, right? People think that these markets do things because they're in them. It's crazy. I could give you this example. In February of 2021, a very telling time for GameStop. February 2021. That was the last time crude oil was at $56 a barrel. It's at $56 a barrel right now. So come full circle, the oil industry is operating as if GameStop just imploded the whole market. Shocker. $30 billion company. Oh, my God. Yeah, where do I think GameStop is going? To the moon. And why? Because it should be allowed to. When they're ready. Power to the players. Power to you. Power to all of us. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I hope you guys like the show from time to time, but I hope you guys actually like yourselves. Your GameStop investors, get out there, support your company, support a show, support something, view something, watch it again. It helps with algorithms, helps with all the info. But just be thankful for being up on this side of the earth today. I love you guys. I really do appreciate you guys and your time. I got to get back to the road. I'm going to go ahead and hit some more miles before I get to work. I'm trying to get this shit in every day. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Peace. Love songs that give praise, songs that make me feel good in the morning, and these are the songs that I love the most. So appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to see you guys on the flip side. Get at me. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Peace.